Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. I am still on my quest to Divinity Master the rest of the champions. I have still not done the Penumbra, the Primordium with Plink. And today we're going to be playing with the Stygian as our allied clan. And I think that I do not want to do Frostbite here. I think I'd rather do Frozen Lance. Granted, both of them are somewhat bad, but let's do Frozen Lance this time. And let's depart. These are also two of the clans that are at level 8, which is the lowest level my clans are at. So I do like Offering Token, as long as we have an Offering card, which we do not yet have. Ember Cache, add 3 Excavated Ember cards to your discard pile. That is an excellent card. I really like that card. And Making of a Morsel is pretty nuts. We've had this several times now in our opening set. Final boss is Seraph the Temperant. Friendly units enter with Sap 3, and Seraph saps our units. Alright, let's click OK here. Look at our starting deck. So I think I like my starting deck. We, of course, don't have any units except for Train Stewards so far. And the Plinks are pretty bad. The Plinks are bad at the beginning. The Frozen Lance is just really bad overall. So we might try to get rid of the Frozen Lances and keep the Plinks if we can upgrade those Plinks. We'll see. For now, I think I want to upgrade my champion first. So the one that we have not done is not shown here. I don't think we've ever done Superfood. We've done these two though. The Stalwart Snack is one of the ones that I liked before, that I did the first time. Adds more buffet so we can eat the Primordium for a longer period of time, as long as the Primordium survives and the battle keeps going. Aggressive Edible gives you more attack power, which is also fine. I don't know which one I would like. I mean, just looking at the surface level of this, the Buffet 5 is strictly worse than the Aggressive Edible. However, if you're able to buff your Primordium, then it gets better. We don't have any ways to buff it, and I don't think the Stygian are really the ones to be able to do that. So let's go Aggressive Edible. Now then, let's see what our artifacts are. Ooh, not the best artifacts to start with, although the Vapor Funnel is not bad. I don't really like the Golden Vault. I mean, I understand it. I understand why it's good. But I'd rather have one of these other two. All 3 of these artifacts are about protecting the pyre from damage, really. And I think the Vapor Funnel is the one that I would choose of these. So Vapor Funnel it is. And then let's hope this is nicer. We can start with a Morsel Miner on each floor. That's not too bad. The Hammered Chest Plates actually works with our champion, because the champion having 5 more health gives the unit that it eats 5 more health. This would also keep morsels alive longer. You know what? I'm going to choose Hammered Chest Plates, just because of how it works with our champion. Alright, not the strongest of starts in terms of artifacts, but let's go. Now, I always want to turn on the first trial. Getting a unit draft is very nice too, so let's do it. Now, because of our Vapor Funnel, things getting to the Pyre Room is not that bad. And this one is absolutely horrible. we place anything out in front of the Discipled Foot Soldier, it's gonna just die. Huh. What does that mean we do? We could put things on the 3rd floor, because putting things on the 2nd floor, this would also be quite bad. Yeah, this is quite bad. The Plinks have no way of taking care of that unit. The Frozen Lance only hits the front unit, and the front unit has a lot more health than we can really go through. So you are dangerous. I mean, you don't hurt the Pyre, but you don't hurt the Pyre only... you don't hurt the Pyre, but the front one does. I think I'm going to start on floor 3 because of this. So let's put the Primordium up there, and the Train Steward. And then we're going to play Frozen Lances right here to hit this guy down. Okay, well, don't know how this is going to go. It's a pretty bad start overall. We did get Making of a Morsel, we did get Ember Cache. Plink might be able to kill the Collector. There's a chance. It would have a much better chance at the bottom. I guess let's start with Offering Token, because we're going to play that no matter what. Actually, this goes in the discard pile, not the draw pile. So yeah, Offering Token first. Would I rather have the Frozen Lance for any reason? No. It's better than the Train Steward right now? Okay, so this one basically gets me a lot of Ember at some point. It's better played than not played, but maybe we would rather play a Plink. If I played a Plink, it's not like I could fit the morsels at the top though. So if I'm playing a Plink, it's to hopefully hit the Collector. And then we'll play Making of a Morsel to actually give me a good morsel. Okay. So Plink hopefully hits the Collector. Oh, we did it. Alright. And then we could choose to play the Rubble Morsel instead of the Morsel Miner, and that would open up one of these cards to be played instead. So you're going to get crushed, but you are going to almost kill my unit up there. We actually want this Train Steward to survive. The Train Steward is getting 8 health this turn, which is not enough for it to survive. So I think we're going to play Making of a Morsel so that we can give that Train Steward even more health. And then the Rubble Morsel is probably not great to have in the deck, so let's just play it at the bottom so it can die. Alright. The Train Steward at the top will survive this attack, but may not survive the next one. So we got another Plink, that's perfect. Let's play the Plink. Hit 2 on the front one. Wow, that was unlucky. Alright, Offering Token, get rid of a deadweight. Ooh, this is not great. Putting these Train Stewards here does nothing. So I think I'm going to play a Train Steward at the bottom. And we're going to play Making of a Morsel so that we can make our top Train Steward even stronger. Next turn we can actually fit another Train Steward up there, which has a small chance of making that Train Steward live. This is not going so well so far. Ooh, we got 2 Plinks though. 2 Plinks is very nice. Let's try it. Alright, we killed one of them. That's good. We should probably play the other Plink as well. You're getting destroyed without doing any damage. It's upsetting. But honestly, the top Train Steward is the one that is doing the work. So, there we go. Oh-ho. That was actually very nice. And what shall we do? We're definitely playing morsels at the top. Are we playing a Train Steward at the top, or we could play one at the bottom? Or we could play a Frozen Lance, which might be better than playing a Train Steward. It's probably not much better, though. Let's play both of these morsels at the top. And then let's think. We have another Train Steward in the deck. We have 2 offering tokens, so it's pretty likely that we'll get to that Train Steward. So I think what we do is we play a Train Steward in the middle floor. And just let the bottom floor die, basically. Alright, everything is depending on that top Train Steward, which is pretty scary in my mind. Also, we got a Weight of Contrition. We can just discard it with an offering token, though. The Plink might kill the Discipled Foot Soldier back here, which would probably be the best thing that we could do. Let's play the offering token, get rid of the Weight of Contrition. We can play all of these cards now. That's good. Let's play a Plink, which did not hit the back one at all. Okay. That was unfortunate. We're going to play both of these Making of Morsels, but I think we're going to play them at the top because we can't really do much here. We'll play the Frozen Lance. You're just regaining almost all of the health that I'm hitting you with. Okay. What we really need is a Plink to hit this one next turn. Do we have a Plink? We do have 1 Plink. Okay, there's a chance. There's not a lot of a chance, though. Maybe he has enough health that he can do lots of damage. He can do a little bit of damage. The Ember Cache does nothing at this point, which means no reason not to play the Weight of Contrition. If we play a Train Steward in the front here, our Train Steward will be able to do damage twice. That's much better. And then the Frozen Lance. Okay. This one did not go well. However, we're only taking, I think, 6 damage on the Pyre. For as poorly as that went, we only took 6 damage. So let's count our blessings, I guess. So Perils of Production, I do like. I still don't see why we would choose Immortal Trade. I mean, maybe I should take it just so that I could try it out and see why you take this card. We do have extra health on our units, so maybe this is the run to try it. Fine, this is the run to try it. Immortal Trade, you take away my Ember, and that makes me very sad. Mollusk Mage. I do like the Mollusk Mage a lot. The Mollusk Mage is also really good with Plink. I do also like the Helical Chrysalis, but let's take the Mollusk Mage. And then what? This is our unit draft. So for the unit draft, the Crucible Warden is pretty strong here. Yeah, the Crucible Warden is pretty strong. It would have lots of damage shield. Damage shield is good. And I don't think the Shadow Eater is what we want this time, I think. I think we're going Crucible Warden. Okay, so we've got a Crucible Warden. If we go to the right, we get another unit draft. If we go to the left, we only get gold. We could also get the Merchant of Steel if we go to the right. Okay, let's go to the right. Get another unit draft. So Cold Celia has sweep. I always like my sweep. Oh, I see Siliphyte has sweep too. Alright, so both of them have sweep. Which one would I rather have? Spell Weakness or Frostbite? Do I care about either of those? So far, no. I guess we'll go Frostbite? Frostbite it is. Alright, but Cold Celia, we're going to try to make you stronger. Let's look at the Divine Temple. Extreme Stone or True Stone. Both good options for a Plink. Let's put Extreme Stone on a Plink. So we'll have like a really good Plink in the deck. And then let's stop there with Pack Shards and go to our Merchant of Steel, Frenzy Stone. Oh, you know how I like my Frenzy Stone? So there's two good options here. One of the options is Crucible Warden, the other option is Cold Celia. So Cold Celia is particularly good because the Frostbite 3 happens twice, and she hits everybody. That would basically mean that we would certainly choose to add a Strength Stone to Cold Celia 2. The Crucible Warden would just do more damage, but only to the front one. I think I'm going to choose Cold Celia. Cold Celia gets Multistrike, even though she only has one attack. But it's for good reason. This Strength Stone will make her much better. And with Sweep, she basically takes care of most of the bottom units. And then Heartstone, we want that on... I mean, I kind of want it on Mollusk Mage. So the Mollusk Mage survives longer. I guess we'll do that for now. I want to upgrade the Crucible Warden too, though. Okay, well, let's go into the next battle. Things are going okay now. I do not like the Conduit Infiltrator. Non-boss enemy units enter with Spikes 3. How bad is Spikes 3 for us? It's actually not that bad. Even our Morsel units survive Spikes 3 due to our Hammered Chestplates. Let's do it. The only downside to Spikes 3 is that if anything gets to the top, it actually does do damage to the pyre, even with Vapor Funnel. That's the downside here. However, Cold Celia is quite nice right here. What I really want to do is Primordium, Cold Celia, and Mollusk Mage. The only real downside to that is that these enemies do a lot of damage. So Cold Celia would not survive if we put her down here right now, especially with all of the thorns. Okay, so Cold Celia does not do well against thorns. I think that what that means is that we start with Plink. And then we're slightly sad that you didn't die. And then what I'm going to do is play Primordium and Cold Celia at the top. So you will be the way that I survive this run, is the Primordium and Cold Celia at the top. I just realized I gave myself Ember Drain and I didn't need to, because I could have played one of these morsels at the top to get the Ember Drain. So that was a mistake. We should not have played Primordium first. Now, do I want the Mollusk Mage now or later? I mean, given that I can only fit one morsel up there, I probably want to put the Morsel Excavator that gives Lifesteal up there. And then we'll put the Mollusk Mage in the center, so that the times that things get to the center, we can hit them with spells. Okay. So then, we definitely want our Plink and Frozen Lance. Plink and Frozen Lance are what we want, because that can take care of this one that's doing the most damage to us. Actually, for that matter, only a Frozen Lance is necessary there, which means we could play a Plink at the bottom. I like that. Also would like to play the Crucible Warden, but we don't exactly have the Ember to do that. So let's play Plink at the bottom. Nice. That was pretty nice. Let's play the Frozen Lance at the top. To defeat that one, take less damage on Cold Celia. Then, we've got morsels. I guess what we want is... you getting another lifesteal is pretty nice. And give a Rebel Morsel to our Mollusk Mage. Alright, Cold Celia is doing pretty well at the top, honestly. And we get a brief respite. We're going to play the Train Steward at the bottom, because we kind of want it to die. And then we definitely play a Plink at the top, get us some morsels. And then we play the Making of a Morsel. Now, we've got 2 Rebel Morsels and a Morsel Miner. I think the Morsel Miner is going to go here. And then the Rebel Morsels go here. And then we see what happens next turn. We got Offering Token. We got Ember Cash. We have 5 Ember because of the Rebel Morsels we got last time. So we can play basically all of our cards. The Plink has the biggest chance of defeating the Conduit Infiltrator, which would be good. It'll have a better chance if we kill the front unit first. So let's play Offering Token and see what we get. We got a Train Steward. Well, let's not play Immortal Trade this round. So, Ember Cash. We are going to play Plink. Let's see if it hits the back one. Oh, it hit both of the ones. That was quite nice. You've got Sweep and Spell Shield. The Sweep makes it so that we can't really do much to you. I guess we'll play a Train Steward here. The most it could possibly do is 5 damage. So let's do the 5 damage. And then we want Cold Celia to be better, because Cold Celia is our win condition. And then this Train Steward can go on the 2nd floor. If it does, could we still fit our Crucible Warden? We could. But we couldn't fit a Morsel. If I put the Crucible Warden there, I would also want to be able to put a Morsel there, so let's not play this Train Steward. Alright. We got Offering Token, we got Plink. Plink is not bad here because it takes rid of the Spell Shield and hits him. With the 2 Offering Tokens, I guess we see what we get first. We got a Making of a Morsel. Is a Making of a Morsel better than Frozen Lance? Probably. Let's get rid of Frozen Lance. Even though it's a spell where Mollusk Mage is. And then Offering Token, we definitely don't want the Train Steward. Okay. So this is what we're playing. So Plink gets rid of the Spell Shield and deals some damage. Making of a Morsel. Those Morsel units would die before they got eaten if we put them there because of the sweep. So we're putting them at the top. In Cold Celia, I believe you will have no trouble. Yeah, Cold Celia will destroy. Cold Celia is rather good with the aggressive edible, by the way, as long as we can handle putting her in front. Alright, we're already winning. Let's just win. Bam. We won fast there. Only the 1-turn boss rush because we had to set up at the top very early. Could get another Making of a Morsel. We could get another Immortal Trade. Or Prismal Dust. With Ember Cash in the deck, I'm definitely taking Prismal Dust. And then I kind of do want Helical Chrysalis. The Energy Siphon is not bad either. But I do want the Helical Chrysalis. Crystallis is what it says. Alright, so we could duplicate, or we could get a unit and go to a Merchant of Magic. I do want to go to the Merchant of Magic. However, duplicating Cold Celia seems pretty nice. It seems pretty nice. So let's go to the left. And let's go to the Concealed Caverns first. That's the most unknown. Actually, let's look at what's in the Divine Temple. Value Stone, that goes pretty well with the Helical Chrysalis. And Seek Stone... You know, Seek Stone could go on Ember Cache. Of all of the things, Seek Stone could go on Ember Cache and it would be fine. Don't really like how the offering tokens have not gotten any better yet. What do we get? This one again. Very interesting. So we could get a large one, make our Cold Celia gigantic. I don't mind Cold Celia being gigantic. It would mean that we again need the Light of Seraph, because Cold Celia needs to have at least the Primordium fit with her. Or we could make Cold Celia cost 1. You know, there's nothing big in our deck. So I think what we're going to do is the Major Refraction on Cold Celia. Cold Celia is now a really nice unit. There's a blinding flash and an ear-splitting roar. Where your ally once was, now stands a behemoth. Indeed, Cold Celia is a behemoth. And, as you might guess, we are definitely going to duplicate Cold Celia. Cold Celia the behemoth gets duplicated. And then, the Divine Temple. I like the Value Stone. I like the Value Stone on the Helical Chrysalis. Because then it costs 0. Alright. Don't really think I care about the Seek Stone that much, so let's just go into Talos the Architect. Friendly units enter with Sap 1. Soul Sucker. Talos attacks every turn and applies Dazed. Huh. Have I seen this one before? I don't remember this one. The Soul Sucker. Now, we've got our Cold Celia. We can't put the Primordium with her. But still, she could do a ton. I'm thinking about, do we want to put her at the top? So that we can just deal damage early? Seems kind of pointless. Let's put Cold Celia at the bottom. We've got 2 of them. Oh my gosh, she's gigantic. And then of course we're going to do this. We're going to do the Frozen Lance first, then the Plink, which means that we get as many morsels as possible. And then I kind of want to play the Helical Chrysalis on Talos the Architect, you know? Let's do that. And then, what are we going to put in the center? Probably another Cold Celia. Let's put an Antumber morsel here. Do we even play the Primordium? It seems so weird not to. But I think I'm going to save playing my Primordium. We're going to play a Rubble morsel in the center. It might do something. Yeah, let's not play the Primordium. I mean, we could play it in the center, it's just that I think I'd rather have Cold Celia in the center than the Crucible Warden, which is the other option there. I don't know, we've got the 2 in our deck. Maybe we should just put Primordium in the center. Sure. Let's at least get it out of the deck, I guess. Let's put it behind here, though, so that if Talos goes here, our Primordium doesn't just die. Alright. It went to the bottom, which probably means because of this attack that applies dazed, we probably want to put a morsel in front. Ooh. What are we going to do this turn? I want to play all of my cards, except for the Train Steward. Who cares about the Train Steward? But I want to play the rest. I think it's important to play this morsel at the bottom in front, so that Cold Celia does her damage. Oh no, no, no. She doesn't, because the morsel doesn't protect against Talos. Whoops. Should have put you in the back. That was a poor start. Very poor start. Let's put the Crucible Warden here. At least we can do that, right? And then Cold Celia goes at the top. Alright, well, I made a mistake with the Morsel Miner. Talos adding Dazed is pretty bad. So then, we are doing only the 10 damage here because you get Dazed. We could do a Prismal Dust. This is not the turn for it particularly. The Plink, this Plink is pretty good here, of anywhere, so let's play that. Alright, we got a Rubble Morsel. This Plink, do we want to play it in the middle or at the bottom? The bottom kind of doesn't need anything, so let's play it in the middle. And we got another Rubble Morsel. Alright. We can even play a Making of a Morsel to get a Morsel Miner. So we're going to put the Morsel Miner at the bottom, so that that Cold Celia gets more health. We're going to put the Rubble Morsel here, and we'll put another Rubble Morsel at the top. We can just barely fit all of those morsels. Hopefully Talos doesn't go to the top, because if Talos goes to the top, this unit might be entirely Oh no! Talos, why are you making this unit go all the way to the top? I don't like it. Still, we have a Mollusk Mage, so we can put the Mollusk Mage in front. Immortal Trade. We could actually play Immortal Trade at the bottom, so that you get a lot of health. You know, we probably do that. Let's do the offering tokens first, though. Frozen Lance does not improve our hand. And Plink. Plink is better than Frozen Lance. Alright, so we're definitely playing Plink at the bottom. We are playing a Mollusk Mage at the top so that we can actually take out this guy before he makes it to the top. And that means that we've got a Rubble Morsel and Immortal Trade to play. Immortal Trade is going to go here. By the way, this means we have 0 Ember next turn. I recognize this. Actually, we get 1 because of the Rubble Morsel. Rubble Morsel will go here. I like the more damage shield. Because bottom Cold Celia gets all of her health back. And we get 1 Ember to play. It's kind of nice having 1 Ember when our cards are terrible anyway. So we'll play Making of a Morsel. Actually, we could play a Train Steward in the middle so that you get 53 damage. Is that better than a single Making of a Morsel? It's only 53 damage. I think Making of a Morsel is better, because giving some attack and health to the bottom Cold Celia is probably the best thing for us. Because Talos should no longer be applying Dazed. Yeah, and we easily defeat Talos. Great. Click the end turn button and win. Alright, so I actually saw Immortal Trade do something useful there. So I guess Immortal Trade isn't absolutely terrible. It just really hurts. Consume, apply Multistrike 1 and Ember Drain 4. Ouch. On one hand, if we put that on Cold Celia does a whole lot of damage. But the Ember Drain 4, that hurts so bad. In some senses, the Ember Drain 4 doesn't matter if we make most of our cards cost 0. It's either that or nothing, because I don't really think I care about the Kindle in this deck, or the Spike of the Stygian. So I guess we try Furnace Tap. It could be amazing, it could also do basically nothing. Do we want anything? The main reason to want something is in order to sacrifice it later. And the Siren of the Sea looks like a pretty good sacrifice target, because that incant could be pretty good. And then we have to choose Light of Seraph because we made our units gigantic. Alright, so far this is going fine. I just noticed that there's no Merchant of Magic here. I guess we're going to Merchant of Steel yet again. Kind of weird. I mean, I could go this way, it's just the Pyre health doesn't do much, and I don't think 75 gold is extremely significant compared to these options. So I guess I'm going to go to the right. I do really want to remove Train Stewards. Let's look at our unit banner first. Do we want either of those? The Guard of the Unnamed is not terrible. Icy Silophyte, we don't need another sweep unit in the deck. Not really. So let's take Guard of the Unnamed. Let's remove 2 Train Stewards. And then let's go to the Merchant of Steel. Oh my gosh, we got another Frenzy Stone. Okay. Let's click on Frenzy Stone and think about where we might want it. The Crucible Warden is kind of the obvious answer to this. So I guess it's probably Crucible Warden. Crucible Warden gets a Frenzy Stone. The Rune Stone seems pretty nice. We could put it on the Guard of the Unnamed. Could put it on Guard of the Unnamed. I think I will. And then Strength Stone. I don't think I'm going to reroll this time. So let's take the Strength Stone. The obvious answer right now is Crucible Warden. So yeah, I'm good with that. So now we've got 3 Multistrike units in our deck, and the ability to add Multistrike during the battle for a very hefty price. Okay. Oh, let's upgrade our champion. Almost forgot to upgrade the champion. Superfood. You know, I think the superfood might be better than going down all the aggressive edible. I'm thinking about it though. We've never done superfood before. It seems like a pretty nice thing to have. Just more health is good. It also works well with the Immortal Trade because having more overall health means that the lifesteal does more for you. Yeah, let's take superfood. And go into the next battle. Enemy units enter with Spell Shield 2. I kind of don't care. It does make my plinks pretty bad, but overall I don't think I care. Let's turn it on. Now then, we got Guard of the Unnamed. We did not get our Cold Celias yet, which means the bottom isn't good yet. Which means you are going to be a problem. I think we definitely play Ember Cache this turn. The Frozen Lance does practically nothing, but it does give armor. And I think what we want at the bottom is the Guard of the Unnamed in front. And I think what we want on the second floor is the Primordium ready to help. So, Guard of the Unnamed, you're going to go here. And then we're going to play an Ember Cache and a Frozen Lance, just to give some armor. I really hate the Absolver here, because that Weight of Contrition is bad. And until we get our Cold Celias, we can't get rid of it. Alright, there's a Cold Celia. Cold Celia, we want one at the bottom, but I really want the middle to not be too bad first. So we're going to play Cold Celia here. Do we play the Siren of the Sea at the bottom? No, because we want to play another Cold Celia at the bottom. Or a Crucible Warden. Probably want the Crucible Warden at the top. So, what do? We play Offering Token next. Down here so we get the armor for it. Oh, and we got Cold Celia. Great. Prismal Dust. Actually, kind of want to purge the Weight of Contrition rather than discard it. So Siren of the Sea will not be played right now. We're going to play the Weight of Contrition to get rid of it. We're going to play Cold Celia at the bottom. You're going to go behind the guy that gets lots of armor all the time. Alright, this one is pretty well off, except this Clip Defender made it this far, and I don't know that we're going to be able to do much to him next round. So he might deal some damage to the Pyre. We have Plinks, though, and we have Crucible Warden. The Crucible Warden takes care of this guy on its own, doesn't it? I think it does. And everywhere else is full already. Didn't really think about the fact that we don't have space for morsels. We'll have space for morsels once the Primordium gets eaten. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a couple of spells at the bottom, and we're going to play Plink spells so that there's a chance. A small chance, but a chance that we get a morsel. Actually, we could play a Making of a Morsel and guarantee the morsel. Never mind. We're going to play a Plink spell at the bottom. Okay, interesting. And then we're going to play Making of a Morsel at the bottom. And then we're going to play our Crucible Warden at the top, where it can take out this one. Wow, you know what? The reason I played the Plink as early as I did, or the reason I played this Morsel Miner is so that I could play the Morsel Miner, so that it would get the Ember Drain, and I forgot. So the Crucible Warden got the Ember Drain, which means we have one less Ember next turn. Whoops. And then otherwise, everything is going peachy. Yeah, we're basically crushing this one so far. Play the Offering Token. The Offering Token actually does something now since we have Incant in our deck. Don't really care about the Immortal Trade this time, so let's just discard it. Don't really have space for Mollusk Mage anywhere. So we just increase your armor more with a Plink and a Making of a Morsel. And then we play that morsel at the top. The only place we can fit morsels. Good. So, for the mid-game, I think we're doing just fine. I think for the late game, we want our Cold Celias to be even better somehow. And I'm not exactly sure how yet. I could save some health by killing this one with spells, but I think what I want to do is just increase your health as much as possible. So we're going to play all of these cards here. And then a Train Steward could go anywhere. Don't think I really care, so let's not play the Train Steward. Alright, final wave. We're not yet winning. We did get Furnace Tap and Excavated Ember. So let's start with Excavated Ember. And then we'll play an Offering Token, which will get rid of that dead weight. Who cares about the dead weight? We're going to play Furnace Tap on Cold Celia, so it has even more multi-strike, and now we're winning. Immortal Trade, so that you end up with more health at the end. Alright. Alright, that one went very cleanly. But even though it went very cleanly, I'm trying to think about how we take care of bosses at the end. I don't think that we have a plan to take care of bosses at the end yet. Crucible Extension. Ooh. Do we need that? It's just so expensive. We want it, though. We want the Crucible Extension. So, Titan's Tooth would be an offering card, so our offering tokens would actually do something. Ice Storm is fine with the Mollusk Mage and pretty pointless otherwise. The Unnamed Tome has Permafrost and applies Silence. What does Silence do? Disables triggered abilities. Triggered abilities. Which ones are the triggered abilities? I guess those are like Harvest and things like that. I'm going to take the Unnamed Tome, and I'm mostly taking this because it has Permafrost. So it can just sit in my hand for a while and not bother me too much. And we'll use it when we need it. So the Merchant of Magic is very important. The Unstable Vortex is very important. We really do need to remove more cards. So I think I'm going to the left here. And let's visit the Concealed Caverns first. Give me something good. Alright, the Historian. So, do we consider ourselves honest, where we can get lots of money once? Do we want Heaven's Gold or Petty Theft? I took Petty Theft a different time, and I thought it was fine, but not great. I think I want Heaven's Gold this time. So our Pyre is a little bit stronger. I mean, it's a lot stronger right now, but I'm going to use my money for other things, probably. Okay, next one. Let's look at what's in the Merchant of Magic. Eternal Stone, that's interesting. And then let's go to the Divine Horde. Enemy units enter with Frostbite 2. Chain of Gems is quite strong. And Tethys' Scales is pretty decent. I think the Runes of Containment is pretty bad. Even with 2 Cold Celias, I don't really care about Frostbite that much. So we're going to take Chain of Gems. I do like the Chain of Gems. And then Unstable Vortex. 2 more Train Stewards gone. Those Train Stewards do not fit in our train. Merchant of Magic. So Eternal Stone could do the Furnace Tap. You know, Furnace Tap isn't the worst idea. Putting it on Ember Cache is real interesting. It's really weird, but it's interesting. Especially when we have all of this Ember Drain. Oh man. Do I really want that? I think I do. So Ember Cache... Oh man, but maybe we want it on Furnace Tap. If we put it on Furnace Tap, we could continue to apply Multistrike lots of times. It would just be a hefty Ember cost. If we put it on Ember Cache, our deck will basically continue to fill up with those excavated embers. But we would have to put an Emberstone on this for it to be worthwhile at all. I think I want it on Furnace Tap. Seems weird, though. Why would I want it on Furnace Tap? I could put it on Prismal Dust. Oh man. I don't know what to do with that. Let's take a Power Stone first. Power Stone is going on a Plink. So Plink gets a Power Stone. That means that there's another Plink that actually does something in the deck. And then Eternal Stone. This might be dumb, but I'm going to put it on Furnace Tap. And the reason here is that if we just keep adding Multistrike to units, like we just continue to apply Multistrike to units all the time, that is a way for our deck to get ridiculous. If we have a unit that has Multistrike 7, it would be ridiculous. Might not be good. I'm holding out on deciding whether that's actually a good thing because of the Ember Drain 4, but we'll see. I probably want to reroll too. Reroll. Upgrade a spell to gain Permafrost. The best one to have Permafrost is probably Prismal Dust or Immortal Trade. Prismal Dust is probably the best one to have Permafrost. So let's do that. Surge Stone could go on a Frozen Lance or a Plink and be quite nice. Let's put it on a Plink. And then Emberstone. There's a lot of places to put an Emberstone. One of them is Crucible Extension. Let's put that on Crucible Extension and hope to get another Emberstone on that one too. Alright, let's move into the next battle. Non-boss enemy units get Multistrike. That seems bad, especially with the Silent Marksmen. Yeah, that seems bad. Let's not turn that one on. The Silent Marksmen make putting things at the bottom a lot more difficult. A lot more difficult. We cannot play all of the cards in our hand. The Frozen Lance doesn't really do much of anything, so we're not going to play that one. We're just going to play units. Playing units at the bottom seems foolhardy right now. It would be better to play the units on floor 2 or floor 3. Guard of the Unnamed is pretty good, along with a Cold Celia on floor 2. Primordium is the other option there, which is quite good. Which would I rather have with Cold Celia? The Guard of the Unnamed or Primordium? I think I want the Primordium. So Cold Celia's going here with Primordium. And then the Crucible Warden is going at the top with the Guard of the Unnamed. I guess that's what's happening. Alright. We'll get one less Ember next turn. We did get a Plink, which is nice to play in the center. Siren of the Sea still seems relatively pointless to play. Yeah, Siren of the Sea seems relatively pointless. I don't mind you guys getting to floor 2, so let's just play Plink. Perfect, we hit the one that had the most health. And then we will play Ember Cache at the top. And then Rubble Morsel and Magma Morsel. I just realized that the Crucible Warden really should go in the front, considering he has got the Gorge ability. Whoops. Alright. I think it was a mistake to put those two there, then. And the Immortal Trade I don't really care about yet. Let's hold off on playing that card. So we did get the Cold Celia. I do want to put it at the bottom. We also got a Mollusk Mage that we could put at the bottom. So we do not care about Silence here because none of these units have triggered effects. This one does, but it's going to die, so triggered effect goes away. What I want to do is play the Mollusk Mage at the bottom, and then a Plink. And the Crucible extension. So Mollusk Mage, then Plink. Okay, that was fine. We got Damage Shield. We got Damage Shield because of the Chain of Gems. Perfect. Let's put the Cold Celia behind the Mollusk Mage. Actually, we kind of want it in front because we want it to take the morsels. But I don't care. Let the Mollusk Mage take the morsels. We'll play Crucible Extension at the bottom. And then play the Rebel Morsel here. Alright, perfect. Now then, we did get the Furnace tap. We can play Helical Chrysalis to just delete those two units, which seems very nice. We're going to do that. We are going to play Offering Token at the top. Don't really care about the Frozen Lance very much, so let's discard that one. And then another Offering Token gets another Frozen Lance. Well, it's nice we didn't draw those next turn, I guess. So, let's play Furnace Tap. And get Ember Drain 4 on our Cold Celia down here. We could put it on this one, which is a stronger Cold Celia. Let's do that. Stronger Cold Celia gets more Ember Drain, or gets more Multistrike. It also gets more Ember Drain, but the Multistrike is what we're going for. And then remember to play the Making of a Morsel at the top so we get the armor. And then the Morsel Miner with the Multistrike 2 seems like the best. Alright, we're going to win on floor 2 probably this time. We have no Ember. We expected that because we played Ember Drain 4. We are also going to have no Ember next turn. But we might get our Excavated Ember though. We did get an Excavated Ember, which means we do get to play an Ember. We do get Ember this turn to play things. Let's play the Excavated Ember at the top so we get the armor. And then we have 2 Ember to do things with. So this one does nothing this time. Triggered abilities, right? I'm going to play it because I want to verify that I'm correct that this does nothing. I think it did nothing. Oh no, it took off the stealth? No, it didn't. It did not take off the stealth. I have no idea if that did anything still. I believe it didn't. But I don't know, and that's a problem. Alright, Prismal Dust. If we apply some damage shield to Cold Celia, That probably does more damage than anything else I could do this turn. So let's do that. Alright, and then plan to win next turn, where we have a ridiculous Cold Celia. I mean, this one did pretty good, and it wasn't even the ridiculous one. Now, we're already winning, just click end turn. I would love to play the second Furnace tap, but we needed to draw one of these Excavated Embers to be able to play it. Alright, I think we might have a strategy for taking out bosses. I don't know if it's good enough, but I think we do have a strategy. And I do not want any of these cards. Yeah, none of these cards. Crystalline Seeds applies Frostbite 6. It's not great. Frenzied Swarm is not great when you've got Permafrost cards. And then Urchin Spines is fine, but this is not really the deck for it. Skip. Okay. We are at a point where I need to think about pack shards. We're going to take 15 pack shards there. We could do something there, or we could do something now for the rest of the pack shards. We could duplicate another card. Ooh. I don't really care too much about the left side, so we're going to go right. And I might duplicate... I don't know what I'm going to duplicate. Go to the caverns. The Rail of the Covenant. Do you take a Rail Spike? Ooh. So this is a way to purge a card, which is actually one of the things that I want to do. I don't think we have any monsters that we still want to purge. So let's take that and purge a spell. And I think that's going to be Frozen Lance, the worst spell in our deck, and we still have 4 of them. So that card purges itself. Wonderful. So the Concealed Caverns was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. Let's probably remove 2 more Frozen Lances. I think they're the worst cards in our deck right now. I mean, the Offering Tokens aren't great. The Offering Tokens are not great either. But they're honestly probably better than the Frozen Lance. So let's take out Frozen Lance. I did not remove the one that had the upgrade, did I? No, okay, good. I did not think about that hard enough. And then what I really want to do is do the Engage Pact here. Because I want to sacrifice Siren of the Sea to something. Possibly to the Guard of the Unnamed. But probably to a Cold Celia. So sacrifice this one, put it on a Cold Celia. It does not matter which one, both of them are the same. Now then, we've got an even better Cold Celia, and the real question is, do we duplicate the better Cold Celia? Do we just have a gigantic Cold Celia on every floor? Is that a good thing to do? I don't know. It doesn't seem like an amazing thing to do, but we could do it. Gigantic Cold Celia on every floor. If we were to duplicate something else, what would we duplicate? The Ember Cache, the Crucible Extension, one of the smaller units that's still good. I think we are going to go gigantic Cold Celias everywhere. Alright. We've got our 100 pack shards. And we have ridiculous Cold Celias. Archus Darkness Incarnate, let's see what you can do about that. Looming Dark Shard, which is really bad for spells, and Shattering Dark Shard, which only happens if one of my units dies on a floor. Hopefully my units just don't die. The Sin of Failure. Alright, we did get one of the better Cold Celias at the very beginning. We can even Furnace Tap it for ridiculousness. I don't think I want to play Furnace Tap this early. I want to be able to play my cards this early. We're going to play Cold Celia at the bottom. We're going to play a Primordium behind. And we're going to play Crucible Warden somewhere. We could play the Crucible Warden at the top with a morsel. I like that idea. So let's plink. Let's play the morsel first because I'm smart this time, unlike previous times. And there we go. Deal a little bit of damage to Archus at the beginning. I think that we will deal a fair amount of damage to Archus over the course of the battle. Okay, Shattering Dark Shard, I don't really care because my units are not going to die. At least, I don't think they're going to die. What I want to play is Guard of the Unnamed and Crucible Extension in the center, along with a Siren of the Sea, the Cold Celia Siren of the Sea. I think things are going just fine at the bottom, so let's do that. So Cold Celia goes here, Guard of the Unnamed goes in front, and then we play a Helical Chrysalis right here to deal some damage. We'll actually just take off the Spell Shield, that's still useful. And play the Crucible Extension on this floor. So now this floor could have the Mollusk Mage, if we draw it again, and we can play Morsels in the center. The top is fine. The top is fine right now. The bottom, that Cold Celia down there is getting damaged. And I don't like that the Cold Celia down there is getting damaged, but there's nothing really to do about it right now. And she's still fine. So, what do we do? I want to play this so that it purges, but if we do, then the rest of my spells in my hand cost more for the rest of the game. Don't like that. Let's put this Cold Celia at the top. And I am going to play this Frozen Lance. I'm just going to play it right here to get rid of it. And then I would love to play the Prismal Dust here, but that would make the making of a morsel cost one more. How bad is that? Also, the damage shield here wouldn't do a whole lot this turn. So let's not play this turn, let's just play a Making of a Morsel. So Making of a Morsel, play it here, but put the morsel in the only place that it fits. Yeah, in the only place that it fits seems like a good idea. Alright, Cold Celia at the bottom. You need help. That might come in the form of damage shield. We'll find out. 170 damage to Archus this turn. Seems pretty nice. Oh, Immortal Trade. This is kind of the right turn to play it. Let's play the Offering Token here first. I guess let's get rid of the bad Plink, because we're not going to play all of those Plinks. the Immortal trade here would make it so that you gain health, which is very nice. And then we can also play Plinks. Or an Ember Cache. I think we're going to play an Ember Cache. Put those in the deck. We're going to play Immortal Trade. This will take out my Ember next turn. And then we've got one more. Might as well play one of the Plinks. Probably want to play this Plink so that it consumes. And I don't really care if you get to floor 2, so let's play this Plink up here, deal a little bit more damage to Archus Darkness Incarnate. Really don't know what I'm going to play this Prismal Dust, but we'll play it sometime. So we've only got one Ember this turn. You have a Slay trigger. We could get rid of that with the Unnamed Tome, but it does not matter. That's one of the reasons why the Unnamed Tome is not great. We cannot play spells here, even though I want to because of the Guard of the Unnamed. We do have Incant here, though, so we'll play the spells here. And no reason to have this Frozen Lance in my hand. Would I rather play a Making of a Morsel or a Plink? Probably Making of a Morsel. So play the Making of a Morsel, and then play the Morsel. There's actually two places it could go, but I think we're going to play it here, at the bottom. Good. Could have also played that Morsel in the front, because it had damage shield. I should remember the Chain of Gems more. I haven't really been paying too much attention to the Chain of Gems. Alright, Furnace Tap. I think this is the turn for Furnace Tap. And the Cold Celia at the bottom can use it. So, Furnace Tap it is. Multistrike, increase. And then we can still play the other cards, like Offering Token, which will get rid of this Plink, I think. Actually don't know what I want to discard. Let's discard the Plink. Let's play the Excavated Ember. Oh, Excavated Ember, Excavated Ember. Alright, that was pretty nice. We could play the Mollusk Mage at the bottom. That seems not bad. And the Prismal Dust. And of course the Helical Chrysalis. Alright. Mollusk Mage, you're going here. And then we'll play Helical Chrysalis. And then we're going to play Prismal Dust on you. Great. That is pretty amazing. I think we win on the bottom floor pretty soon. You know, in 2 waves, because we still have those 2 waves left. Alright, we have no Ember this turn. Even though we have no Ember this turn, we can still play the Helical Chrysalis. I want to play it at the top to deal damage, but that would make the rest of these cards terrible. So we're just going to play it at the bottom. And be done with that turn. Alright, bring it on, Archus. We're ready. We already defeat you. We only take 37 damage. Great. Alright, I feel pretty good about this deck. Which is kind of weird because the artifacts that we have, 2 of them only affect the Pyre. And the other ones, you know, the Light of Seraph, of course, is good. The Chain of Gems is really good, but the Hammered Chestplates is only okay. So of the 4 non-enhancement artifacts that we have, I consider one of them pretty ho-hum, and the other 2 only affects the Pyre, so it shouldn't be helping us that much. And our deck seems good anyway, so that's great. Harness the Titan. Harness the Titan. Is that good? It would make Helical Chrysalis better. It would make the Plinks better. I don't think this is the deck for it. We just don't have many magic power enhancing cards. But it is so strong. I'm going to skip it. And then here's the real question. Do we get another Light of Seraph, which would help us? Or do we get Urzel's Compound or Fel's Remorse? Both of them would really help us too. I think I really do want the Fel's Remorse, so we're going to take Fel's Remorse. But it was not an easy decision to make. Now then, where do we go? There's a Merchant of Trinkets here, Pyre Health, and Forgotten Boons. Those seem pretty insignificant. So I guess we're going to the right. Another Merchant of Steel. This is my most heavy Merchant of Steel run by far. Upgrade the champion first. So Superfood 2 gives Damage Shield 2 to the Primordium. That's it. That's not very important. Oh, this adds the status effects. Oh, it adds the Damage Shield 2 status effects to the Eater. Oh, that's much better than I was thinking. Or we take Aggressive Edible 2, which is pretty nice as well. I think we're going Aggressive Edible 2. Partially this is because we have the Chain of Gems to add Damage Shield already. Then what? Concealed Caverns next. The Train Graveyard. So, we could lose 3 Pyre Health to get a Heartstone. Not bad. Friendly units get plus 10 health and Heartless. They cannot be healed. That would make the one card that we have that heals our units, the Immortal Trade, really pointless. Blood for Blood seems pretty bad in the deck that we have. Man, these do not seem wonderful. I guess we get a Heartstone for 3 Pyre Health, or we could just leave because we're going to see a Merchant of Steel anyway. What could we put the Heartstone on? Guard of the Unnamed, Mollusk Mage, and that's it? Okay, you know what? As weird as this is, I think we're just going to leave and not take any of these. That feels so weird to do. But we clicked the leave button on Concealed Caverns once. So, Merchant of Steel. And basically we've got only these two. Guard of the Unnamed could get the Immortal Stone, so that we could just keep putting it in front. Shieldstone is also pretty decent. I think Shieldstone is not bad going on the Mollusk Mage, though. So let's put the damage shield on the Mollusk Mage, and Endless on Guard of the Unnamed. And now all of our units are fully upgraded, so we can't even use the Strength Stone. We've gone to so many Merchants of Steel. We could remove a card from the deck. There's still a Frozen Lance to remove, as well as some other things that would be fine to remove. But to be fair, we're about to go into an Unstable Vortex. So the Unstable Vortex, we're definitely removing Frozen Lance. And then it gets harder to decide. I guess we've got one unupgraded Plink. So let's remove that. Okay. The next question, do we click on the Divine Horde to hope to get a good artifact? It would give us 15 pack shards, which I don't know what happens if you go so far above 100 this early. Like, would we get into the threat level above high if we did this? Probably. I'm gonna do it. Ooh, Mine Jacks is not terrible. So Worn Grindstone and Mine Jacks are both pretty nice. The Winged Indulgence I don't think is very important. I like the Mine Jacks, though. Let's take Mine Jacks. That makes our middle floor a lot better. Alright, I think that was worth it. We're also still at threat level high. We did not go to extreme. Alright, Living Armor. I think we've got a pretty good deck to deal with Living Armor. I do not want to turn on Aggressive Amulet, though. Let's go. We got the best 2 Cold Celias, and we got Furnace Tap immediately. Don't think I want to play the Furnace Tap. You guys are going to deal a lot of damage to the front unit. I do not like that part of it, though. Do we play the Cold Celias at the bottom? How much capacity is in the middle? We could fit 2 Cold Celias there, but no Primordium, so it'd be kind of weird. If I put a Cold Celia at the bottom, does it just die this turn? That's the other question. Because 5 damage, 10 damage, 5 damage, that's 20 damage just from these guys dying. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Let's play the Offering Token, see what we get other than Furnace Tap. We got another Cold Celia. Okay. So the big problem here is that right now these guys are set to kill a Cold Celia, because my Cold Celias have 50 health, and they would do more than 50 health. So one of my Cold Celias dies at the very beginning. And I do not appreciate that. So what do we do considering that? Because we need these Cold Celias to survive, to win. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Cold Celia in the center with a Primordium behind it. You've got Damage Shield 2, and then I'm going to play a Cold Celia at the top. And then this Cold Celia will wait until we can play it and it won't die at the bottom. Interesting. We could play some things in the center that would be quite good. The Crucible Warden, for example. We could play a Plink at the bottom. Would not be terrible. Plink in the center doesn't hurt either. Where am I going to put the Guard of the Unnamed? It has Endless. We could put it with the Crucible Warden, but like always, the Crucible Warden is better in the front because of the Gorge ability. I think we play Guard of the Unnamed at the top. And in that case, do we even play it at all? Because we could play Crucible Warden and a couple of Plinks. I like that plan more. So Crucible Warden goes here. And then we play a couple of Plinks. Don't really care about the Gilded Wing getting up. Let's just try to... Oh, I should have played the Plinks first down here. That was a mistake. Let's play this Plink. Alright, we used up damage shields there, which I did not appreciate. kind of wish I didn't use up the damage shield there. Do I want to play the Crucible extension somewhere instead? I don't care about it that much. So let's play the other Plink in the center this time. Alright. And then we have the choices of morsels that we can play. Kind of want to play them all at the bottom. Give tons of damage shield to this unit right here. Alright, the center Cold Celia is getting hurt. But we've got a good amount of damage shield at the bottom. The Helical Chrysalis could defeat 2 of those. We could add a lot of damage shield to the center Cold Celia. I like that. Do we want to play Mollusk Mage? I mean, of course I want to play Mollusk Mage. Do I find it more important than playing 6 damage shield? Probably not. So let's start here. Helical Chrysalis defeats the first 2. Now you're not dying. That's good. Now we play Prismal Dust on this Cold Celia. So it's got plenty of damage shield. And then you're kind of set to die next turn, but maybe we can prevent that. Maybe. Either way, I would be comfortable playing my other Cold Celia at the bottom soon. Weird hand to deal with. The Immortal Trade, this is probably not the turn for it. If I play Plink at the bottom and it kills 2 of those, then he dies. I guess we're going to start with Offering Token, and we're going to do that here. I'd rather play the Making of a Morsel than the Immortal Trade. So there's really no reason not to play this Plink, because no matter what happens, actually, ho-ho, apply Silence. Yes, that is the first time that card has done something useful. Now, you don't die if I kill the Wiltwings. I mean, you still die from the attack, but you don't just die outright, and they don't get more armor because the harvest is gone. Interesting. Okay, we definitely play Ember Cache. Let's play that here. And then we play Making of a Morsel here. And then we have to think about where we put the morsels. Because one option is we try to keep you alive. Keeping you alive means that we have to play how many morsels in front? We would have to play both of the morsels in front for you to survive. Let's do it. Both morsels in front. Oh right, that one got damage shield. Keep forgetting about the Chain of Gems. Chain of Gems is very nice. Great. So the damage shield on the morsel takes all 3 of these attacks. And I think the morsel still survives. How about that? And then it gets eaten. Wonderful. Alright. That turned out much better because Chain of Gems. We can Plink at the bottom. Ooh, we can play the Guard of the Unnamed at the bottom now. I think we start with... Let's see here. What do I do? So your damage shield is getting used up right now. You are currently dying. I think what we do is we play Guard of the Unnamed behind you. And then we play our spells. The Plink first. Come on, Plink. It killed 1. You're now not dying. That's kind of nice. That means we could play the Rubble Morsel down here. Let's play Helical Chrysalis. Makes no sense in the middle, so let's play it at the bottom. And then we'll play the Rubble Morsel. We'll play all of these at the bottom so we get all of the armor. And all of the morsels. Great. So you're getting damage shield back. We got a lot of damage shield at the bottom. I don't know what that's going to do for me because we can no longer fit Cold Celia at the bottom. We could fit the Mollusk Mage at the bottom though. And which has its own damage shield. Interesting. Okay, so we're definitely playing this Cold Celia in the center because it doesn't fit anywhere else. I guess we're going to play Offering Tokens first. Do I want to play Immortal Trade this turn? It would go fine on the middle Cold Celia. I'm just going to discard the other Offering Token. So, Cold Celia goes in the center. Do we put it in front or behind? In front. And then we can play Making of a Morsel down here to give a little bit more armor. We can play the Mollusk Mage down here, and we can play a Morsel Miner down here. And then we play Immortal Trade on you, so that you regain all of your health. Okay. I don't think we're going to win at the bottom, but we might win in the center. You're only getting 75 damage. How interesting. What if we start with a Plink? Actually, there's no reason not to start with Excavated Ember. Let's do that first. And Excavated Ember. And Excavated Ember. Alright. Well, we could do Immortal Trade on you now. That helps at the very end. Now we're doing 412 damage. Let's do a Plink next. Oh, it killed both of those. It's actually kind of nice. Now then, whatever we play down here... So the lifesteal we kind of don't need because we have all of the lifesteal we need on this guy. The problem is the revenge. You are going to get a lot of revenge triggers. Do we play Furnace Tap at the bottom on you so that you deal a lot more damage? I think we do, especially because we can play Crucible Extension here as well, which means we can play Morsels down here and give you even more damage shield. The Rubble Morsel we don't care to play down here. Let's do the Morsel Excavator and the Morsel Miner. And then the Furnace Tap either goes on you, so we deal more damage this turn. Especially with the Ember Drain 4, I think I want to do it on you. So, we are doing 808 damage. And then this Rubble Morsel goes there. Okay, we're doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we're also triggering Revenge a whole lot. I don't really like the Revenge trigger when we're only doing like 5 damage. Alright, so the main problem here is that you deal 50 damage the first time. That's pretty bad. Let's play Offering Token. Get rid of Deadweight. Play Offering Token. Get rid of... Guard of the Unnamed? Sure. And then we can play all of these cards. Clink, Helical Chrysalis. So we're not winning currently, but we can play the Morsel Miner at the top. So the main problem here is that you will have so much attack value that you kill Cold Celia in one hit. That's the main problem. Yeah, he's got 64 attack, which is pretty dangerous. Luckily, we can play Guard of the Unnamed, which will have damage shield. Yeah, actually, we're doing just fine. We already win off of that play. Great. Alright, that one was difficult, actually. But we won. We won at the end, so good. Engine upgrade, we could get more Ember for the rest of the battle. We could take another Ember cache. And the other option is skip these. So I don't really mind the Ember caches. The Ember cache is interesting because when we have Ember Drain, we get the Ember Drain at the beginning of the turn, and then the excavated embers allow us to still play things. That's why the Ember cache is interesting. The engine upgrade is interesting because we could handle the Ember Drain a little bit more. I think I will take the engine upgrade. Alright, Frenzied Swarm, don't care about. Deep Offering is wonderful. Always like that card. And then Cuddle Hex. Cuddle Hex is not great. So, is my deck better with a Deep Offering? Yes, it's always better with a Deep Offering. Deep Offering is a great card. Now then, what do we do here? We could duplicate again. I don't know what we duplicate these times. Unstable Vortex, though, we would remove cards. I guess the point is that we could either duplicate, the Merchant of Steel would do nothing, so this would do nothing, and get us a little bit of gold. The Pyre Remains does almost nothing, but the Merchant of Magic would do something. So it's kind of duplicate and some gold, or Merchant of Magic and remove. What do we remove in this deck? What do we remove in this deck? I guess we remove an Offering Token. Offering Token is kind of the only thing that I want to remove, though. Having two Morsel Miners is maybe too much, but I do like my Morsel Miner cards. So we would get one remove, or we could duplicate, get some gold. These are hard choices. I guess the fact that I have not upgraded my spells much at all makes me want to go the Merchant of Magic route, because we can at least get a fair amount of use out of that. Okay, before I do that, what would I duplicate if I were to duplicate? If I were to duplicate a card, which card would I duplicate? You know, it's hard enough to decide that I don't think I care about the duplicate. Let's go to the right. Take the Pyre health. Look at the Merchant of Trinkets. Improve Firebox seems not important. Refined Void is okay, but I don't know. Titan's Claws would affect the two Permafrost cards I have in my deck. One of them is an X-cost card, so it does not affect it. And the other one... Where's the other Permafrost card? Oh, this one. It already costs 0. So Titan's Claws is useless. Improved Firebox is probably useless. Refined Void is probably not great. Well, let's check the Merchant of Magic then. Keepstone. What would we hold over if we could hold over something? A Plink seems not great. We're getting rid of an offering token. The Helical Chrysalis is only okay. The Crucible extension, I don't think I need that much. So I don't care about the Keepstone. Do I care about the Surge Stone? Not particularly. I always care about Emberstone. So we're going to use an Emberstone. That's all we know so far. It will probably be on Crucible extension, because it's always something I want to play when we draw it. I guess that means we're going to reroll. Let's reroll here first. Pyre gets more health. Shadowbox the 20th morsel. How many morsels do we play? Do we get to 20? We could make the Pyre have more health. Let's re-roll the Merchant of Magic too. Well, let's buy an Emberstone first. And then re-roll the Merchant of Magic. So we could get something to have a Freeze Stone. Deep Offering is not a bad thing to have Freeze Stone. What else likes Freeze Stone? The Immortal Trade is fine with Freeze Stone. I like my Freeze Stones. The question is a Freeze Stone better than one of these? I kind of want the Shadow Box again, because it will do something probably. Probably every battle it does something. It just doesn't do something until very late in the battle. Is that better than a Freeze Stone? Let's look at the Divine Temple too. Twin Stone. What would we do Twin Stone on? Why do I not want any of these upgrades? I don't care about Purge Stone. Okay, so we don't care about those. So nothing in the Divine Temple. Let's do the Unstable Vortex, because at least we know what we're doing here. We're getting rid of one offering token. And then we're done. So, it is either Freeze Stone and these two, or Power Stone, Ember Stone, and Shadow Box. I choose Shadow Box. This also makes Heaven's Gold pointless. Oh well. So, which one do we Power Stone? I guess it's probably Helical Chrysalis. I mean, it only hits the front enemy, which is the reason not to do that one. Could do this Plink, make it an amazing Plink. I think I'm going to do Helical Chrysalis, though. And then Emberstone, you are going on something that we play multiple times. Like a Plink or a Making of a Morsel. Go on this Plink. Okay, we've spent literally all of our gold. It was one of the most difficult decisions I've made with gold. This particular, what is it called? The ring, the Crucible? This one has been bad for us this run. I'm surprised at how bad this was for us. But let's go to Seraph the Temperant. I think we win. I'm not sure that we win, but I think we win. Now then, we did get a couple things I like. Let's start off with Offering Token. So, play Offering Token, discard the Furnace tap. And then we play these cards. Kind of wish I played Siren of the Sea, Cold Celia first. We do end up with this one having Damage Shield, which means it does not immediately die. Does not immediately die because of the Damage Shield. And then we play Helical Chrysalis, and then we play Deep Offering. 5 more cards. Ho-ho! Actually a pretty good start. So let's play the Plink. Ho-ho, it hit that one. Perfect. Now we can even play Crucible Extension on this floor. And we can play the Ant Umber Morsel here. That was a pretty good first turn. I liked it. Now then, I don't know if that Cold Celia is going to continue to survive, though. That's the main problem. I could play Prismal Dust to help it survive. I could put a Mollusk Mage in front. We are going to play another Cold Celia. I think we play a Mollusk Mage in the front down here. It will have a lot of damage shield. And the Mollusk Mage, I feel like, is one of the ones I'm more willing to have die. So we're going to play that here. It starts off with a bunch of damage shield. Oh, but you're getting the Primordium because you don't die. Interesting. Would rather the Primordium affect Cold Celia, but oh well. And then we play Cold Celia here. And then we play... Let's play Making of a Morsel at the bottom. And then we're going to play the Morsel Minor at the top to get the Ember Drain. And then the Cold Celia in front of it, so that we don't have the Ember Drain. There we go. The main problem with this battle is that my bottom might just die. And I'm going to try to make it not just die, but it could just die. Yeah, what I really want is the Guard of the Unnamed at the bottom eventually, I think. On the center floor, I want the Crucible Warden so that we can add lots of morsels behind him. So let's do that. Crucible Warden here. We have 3 more. I'm not going to play the Guard of the Unnamed yet, which probably means I play engine upgrades somewhere. Engine upgrade, Ember Cache, and the Plink. So Plink goes at the bottom, because it could kill 2 of those guys. Oh, it did? It killed 2 of those guys? Amazing. Now, you are surviving too much. I am surprised at how much you're surviving. Where do I want to play the engine upgrade? I guess at the top? Engine upgrade goes at the top? Sure. And then we play the 2 magma morsels here, so that we get more damage shield. And we play Ember Cache. Let's play Ember Cache at the bottom so that we get the incant value there. Alright. I think we've set up pretty well, pretty decently. Still worried about the bottom, but it has survived at least 1 more turn than I expected it to. We did get the Crucible Extension, which we can add to the top or the bottom. Let's think about the Crucible extension. We have a Guard of the Unnamed that we want to put at the bottom. And we have nothing in our discard pile. So Guard of the Unnamed is the only thing left in our deck. The Mollusk Mage is going to die unless we happen to kill this one, which we might. I guess we start there. Yeah, I don't care about those two right now, so let's try the plank down here and see if it kills this back one. It did. How incredible. Why? Why do we always kill the ones that I want? I don't know. I'll take it. Which means the Mollusk Mage is going to survive again. So the Guard of the Unnamed is going to go down here, and then we would have no more space. I want one more space, so that we can fit a morsel as well. Okay, what else are we doing? Could do Furnace Tap. If we played Furnace Tap, we're kind of guaranteed to draw an Excavated Ember next turn. Not entirely guaranteed, but it's a really good chance. Because we draw 5. The only way that we don't get it is if we don't draw the Offering Token or the Excavated Embers. We draw exactly these 5. So, we're going to get an Excavated Ember next turn. That means that Furnace Tap could be played this turn, and we would still have Ember to play the Guard of the Unnamed. That's good to know. So we play Furnace Tap this turn on who? On you. Because you have a lot of attack. A lot more than the other ones. So, Furnace Tap on you. Now all of these guys die. Okay. The Helical Chrysalis doesn't do much at the bottom. It does a fair amount here because it retains more damage shield. So let's do it here. And then we play Making of a Morsel here so that we get that Incant. There's Incant both at the bottom and the middle, by the way, but I think I want the bottom to get the Incant if we can choose. And then the Mollusk Mage is okay, because he's going to be replaced in the front. We're going to play a Morsel Miner and the Morsel Jeweler in the center to get more damage shield. And feels pretty good. Okay, next turn we kind of finish our setup. And we drew all of the Excavated Embers. Well, that's kind of nice. Guard of the Unnamed goes at the bottom. Starts off with some damage shield. And then we play Excavated Ember, Excavated Ember, Excavated Ember. And now what? The Immortal Trade we don't need yet. So I think we play Offering Token and we get rid of the Immortal Trade. I guess we can get rid of Deadweight so that I can still decide to play the Immortal Trade if I want. You are dying currently still. The Plink might change that. It did. How nice. I like that the Plinks constantly help. The Rubble Morsel makes the most sense in the center. And then the question is where we put the damage shield. One of the possibilities is at the bottom. I think I want the Morsel Miner more than one more damage shield. I don't know about that. Let's do another damage shield here. And then this could have silenced that Harvest, but it doesn't matter because that that guy is dying. Okay, so we've got a fair amount of damage shield at the bottom, as well as a fair amount of health for enemies to go through. We've got Cold Celia's all the way through. Ho-ho, we drew another Furnace Tap. That's kind of dumb. We're going to play it. We're going to play Furnace Tap on you again. Give you 6 Ember Drain. 6 Ember Drain seems like a foolish amount of Ember Drain, but we're going to do it. Let's do Plink at the bottom. That's where the Mollusk Mage is. It killed the one I wanted again. I can't tell you how incredible that is for it to hit the one that I want every single time. It is incredible. Now, we're going to play a Making of a Morsel, and then we have to decide where we put the morsels. I think we put both morsels here. Alright. End turn. The Unnamed Tome has helped once so far. Don't think I like the Unnamed Tome that much. We're going to play it either this turn or next turn. So the Helical Chrysalis doesn't do a whole lot, but it does something. Offering Token, of course we play, because we don't have Ember to play things, so we're just going to discard them, get some armor and some attack value. Crucible Extension, don't really care about space that much, so we're going to play it down here because we get the most in Cant. And then what? We could do the Helical Chrysalis in the center, which does not get the armor here, but it would mean that one of these damage shields doesn't get taken, and we do a little bit to Seraph. Whereas if we do it at the bottom, it gets a little bit of armor, that being 5 armor, and something on our ×4 attack. Okay, we're doing it at the bottom anyway. Even though the damage didn't do anything. Final wave on Seraph the Temperant. By the way, we've only played 9 morsels, so apparently we don't play enough morsels for Shadowbox to be worthwhile. We're doing 812. We can surely increase that, but not by much, because we can't play many cards because of the Ember Drain. But the Plink could kill the Shade Wings again. Oh my gosh, it killed the Shade Wings again? Absolutely nonsense that that keeps happening. We're going to play the Unnamed Tome because this is the turn that it does the most. And then the Morsel Excavator is probably better on floor 2. So we get another damage shield there. Alright, 1250 to Seraph. Let's go. I think we've got this battle won. I'm not sure about the Last Divinity battle, but this battle is going perfectly fine. I just realized that because of the Endless, on our guy, we could play him again on floor 2, which is pretty nice. Are we already winning? We are already winning, our guys don't die, but because of the Endless, we could put him here, and give him a fair amount of armor, and with the Chain of Gems, some more damage shield. So we did very well at the end there. Alright, time for the Last Divinity. Let's see if we can win this one. The Last Divinity. Let's go. I'm really worried about the first turn. The first turn, we kind of have to get what we need. You know, we got one of the Cold Celia's. We even got an engine upgrade, which is not bad. The Cold Celia will take a fair amount of damage, but because of the... Oh, the damage shield only prevents 6. Sad. Sad but true. Alright, we're still playing you here. Because we need this sweep at the beginning. And then the Primordium is going behind. Now then, we are playing the rest of these cards. Engine Upgrade is going at the top. And then I guess the Guard of the Unnamed can go in the center. I guess it goes in the center along with a Mollusk Mage. So the center is going to be where our spells are best. This time. And we still have enough space for a Cold Celia and a Morsel in the center. Oh right, our guy almost died. Luckily he has Endless, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he almost died immediately, because he has Endless. Alright. So the Plink could kill the Shade Wings. It's very good at killing Shade Wings. Let's try it. Oh my gosh, it killed the Shade Wings again. I don't know how to tell you how ridiculous that is. It's so ridiculous. Alright, Crucible Warden, you have Damage Shield. What do we do with your Damage Shield this time? It's kind of pointless at the top because the top he's got Sweep, so you're not protecting anybody. It's pretty good in the middle, but only if this guy dies and we end up putting him somewhere else. So maybe we let this guy die and we put him somewhere else. I guess we should play Offering Token first. The question is, where do we play the Offering Token? Ooh, you know what? If he dies, you could end up going where this guy is after he dies. It takes him a little bit to die, though. I want to play the Offering Token, but I need to know at least a little bit of what I'm doing before I do. We're going to play the Offering Token here. And then... what do we get rid of? Do we get rid of a Plink? That seems so weird. But I kind of want the Rubble Morsel. Guess we get rid of a Plink. Is the Helical Chrysalis better? No. Let's get rid of the Plink. And then we play a Helical Chrysalis in the center, because doing it down here does exactly nothing. So we play it in the center. So you're dying, which I think I wanted. I think I still want that. We'll play the Crucible Warden here. Play the Crucible Warden here. Would we rather at the... I think we want it here. Then we play a Rubble Morsel behind. And then we have the Prismal Dust, which honestly, playing this at the bottom seems pretty nice right now. So I am going to play it at the bottom. I do want that Cold Celia to live. At least long enough so that we can play our unit in front of it. Ooh, it might die this turn. I don't know that we can do much to have it survive this turn, unless this Plink just happens to do something really good. It did something good and it still wasn't enough. We could still have you survive if we did Crucible Extension and put a Magma Morsel in front of you, right? Because the Magma Morsel would get the 2 Chain of Gems. Let's think about that. So that would take these 11 damage, plus Ooh, this 5 damage would not kill the Magma Morsel, so it would take the Last Divinity damage too. Ho-ho! Crucible extension at the bottom. Play the Magma Morsel in front, with damage shield. Alright, so you're only taking damage from Thorns. You're taking a lot of damage from Thorns, granted, but you're taking it only from Thorns. And then we want the Guard of the Unnamed... where? We want this Siren of the Sea, Cold Celia, in the center, definitely. So I think we play the Guard of the Unnamed at the top. And we're putting it at the top with the plan for it to die. We want it to die so that we can put it at the bottom after the Primordium gets eaten. That's the plan. We're kind of taking care of the bottom really well, though. I like how well the bottom gets taken care of. So far. So far, anyway. Now what do we do? We cannot fit this Cold Celia anywhere. You are not currently dying, which is pretty nice. We don't want to play spells at the top because we do want that Guard of the Unnamed to die. I think the middle is where we're going to do most of the damage to the Last Divinity. And unfortunately, the Crucible Warden is dying, and I don't think I can save him. Oh no, I could do the same thing. Put something with damage shield in front. Alright. Am I playing the Deep Offering this turn? It wouldn't be terrible this turn, since we're not playing Cold Celia. So I think we play Ember Cache. Do I want you to get the... I want you to get the Incant. So Ember Cache here. Then we play Making of a Morsel here. And then we play the Morsel right in front. And then we play Deep Offering at the bottom. Now then, we drew another Cold Celia that we cannot play. It was the same one. We could play the Immortal Trade, which would make it so that you... It would make it so that we have Ember Drain, but it would make it so that you heal up all the way. That seems quite nice. There we go. You're only getting 234 damage. That's what I don't like. Everybody's dying here, so there's no reason to do much. Yeah, okay, let's end turn. Next turn we get to put our Endless unit at the bottom in front. Don't like the weight of Contrition, obviously. Okay, and we could play Furnace Tap. Playing Furnace Tap on you seems pretty good. We got to another one where the middle we're losing the Crucible Warden. I guess the Crucible Warden was not going to survive as long as I would hope in the middle. Do I still want the Guard of the Unnamed at the bottom? We could put it in the middle with the Crucible extension, but no. We're going to play the Guard of the Unnamed at the bottom. We could choose to play it in the middle later, after it dies. So let's play Offering Token. Do I get rid of the Weight of Contrition, or do I plan to play it this turn? I think I'd rather play it to purge it. So I'm going to get rid of the unnamed tome. We're going to have to draw that again, unfortunately. But the Excavated Ember we're playing this turn. And we got a Plink. The Plinks are really good at killing Shadewings. My Plinks, anyway. Alright, kill the Shadewing. Now, Crucible Extension... Well, we'll play the Weight of Contrition. Crucible Extension can go at the bottom. Have we played a card this turn? We have. The Chain of Gems... Chain of Gems already activated there. So where do we play the Crucible Extension? We could play it at the top? Not yet. Play it at the bottom for now. And then you're not dying. That's pretty nice. Didn't expect that. Furnace Tap is going on you. And then Making of a Morsel. Where do we put the Making of a Morsel? In the center, it only affects the Mollusk Mage because this one's dying, unless we put it in front. If we put it in front, our guy survives a little bit longer. Alright. I don't like that you're getting so high up, though. I know that we've got another Cold Celia in the deck to put at the top, but still, you're getting way too high up there with a fair amount of health. Okay, so we're definitely playing Excavated Ember at the bottom. Spell Shield 2. Ick. Spell Shield 2 is real bad for me. Where do we put the Crucible Extension? Could go at the top. Man, I really don't like that you have so much health. Let's play Weight of Contrition. Let's play Making of a Morsel here. We could play... Playing a Plink here seems really pointless. Also, I need to be careful that I don't give them too much armor. It would be very hard to give them too much armor because I have 122 times 3. So I don't think I have to worry about it. We could play the Morsel Miner down here in order to protect our Guard of the Unnamed. I like that. Let's play the Helical Chrysalis at the top. And then the Plink as well. Oh, it hit the Last Divinity both times. That's unfortunate. So you're going to do some damage to the Pyre. Really don't like that. And then Crucible Extension again at the bottom. Just so that we get the incant values. And then Morsel Miner to protect our guy. Okay. So we're taking some damage on the Pyre right now. We've also only played 5 morsels, and there's 4 waves remaining. I don't think we're going to get to the 20. Okay, at least we killed that guy and he didn't deal too much damage to the Pyre. I mean, he did some. So we could Plink at the bottom, we could Cold Celia at the top. That would make it so that we take 4 damage on the Pyre. Cold Celia at the top wouldn't last very long. Do we just wait so that we could play Cold Celia in the center? Because the 10 sweep up there would kill this one in 5 turns. And I don't think there's much we can do about it. Either way, we play the Plink at the bottom. Plink at the bottom first. And then we either save 3 damage on the Pyre or we play Cold Celia. I think it's going to be 3 damage on the Pyre. You are getting to floor 2. I really don't like that. The plus side is that We're actually dealing a ton of damage to the Last Divinity because our Cold Celias have sweep. Now, I do want to play Guard of the Unnamed again. Probably at the bottom. The bottom doesn't seem very important this turn, but, you know, we're going to have another turn. Deadweight is in our deck. I guess we could play Offering Token there. You're going to get to the top as far as this is going so far. Do we play the Guard of the Unnamed in the center this time? Because we could play Immortal Trade on this Cold Celia and just have basically no Ember for the rest of this battle. That might be bad. That might be bad. Let's not do that yet. We probably will do that later, though. So in that case, Guard of the Unnamed goes to the bottom. It has the damage shield. Making of a Morsel we play somewhere. So you get 5 armor. How are you dying? Because these only do 3, right? So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 12. Oh, that's how you're dying. If we play a couple spells, you gain armor slightly faster than they deal damage, than they gain attack. So it's actually worthwhile to play spells down here. Now you're not dying. I don't know if I wanted you to die or not, though. That's the other bit. I'm not sure if I preferred you to die or preferred you to survive. I guess we could have played Unnamed Tome here this turn. Doesn't seem the most important turn for it, so let's just play this. The Morsel Miner I want where? At the bottom? Or in the center? I mean, you're not going to survive very long, but neither are you, so what are we getting out of this? I'm not sure. You are way too healthy. I don't like how healthy you are making it toward the pyre. Luckily, we do have a Cold Celia, and we might draw it this turn. We haven't yet drawn it this turn, but we have an Offering Token. So the chances are still possible. Or there are still chances available to us. Let's play Offering Token. Immortal Trade. I think I might discard that. Discard the Immortal Trade. Now, as much as I would like to play the Plink down here, I think let's try to do damage to him. So Helical Chrysalis. Let's play the Making of a Morsel down here, though. You are still surviving. Don't know if I want you to die or survive, because replaying you is pretty good. Kind of want you to survive. So let's play a Morsel Miner here so that you survive. And then, right now, how long does it take the pyre to kill you? So, you're taking 13 damage, which puts you at what number? 139? If I play Plink, you know, the Plink is going to be helpful for the pyre health no matter what, so we're going to play it. Now, where do we play Crucible Extension? I kind of wanted the bottom because of this Cold Celia. Continue to do that. I'm kind of happy that you're still dying, kind of happy that you're still dying, not sure. Either way, I think we're winning purely because our Cold Celias are dealing damage against the Last Divinity every turn. I don't think we would survive at the very end, but we are surviving on the way. Oh, this is the Relentless phase. How about that? And we win immediately. Let's play our Cold Celia at the top, so we can win with that Cold Celia. And we got not even close to 20 morsels, so Shadow Box was a bad idea. But victory! Victory! This was a very nice victory, because I've had a loss streak so far. So, let's get a victory in there. And I think we Divinity Master a few more cards. Let's see. Oh, I got Penultimate. Reach level 10 on the Umbra. Covenant rank 13. Add a copy of the primary clan starter card to your starting deck. Another copy? Oh, that's bad. And then we Divinity Mastered 7 cards, including the Primordium, which was my goal for this episode. Great. And Cold Celia. Cold Celia deserved it. The Umbra level up to 9. Create 3 copies of a morsel unit. Interesting. The nice thing about that, you know, it doesn't say exactly how it works, but if it creates 3 copies on the battlefield, then that would allow you to put more morsel units on a floor than you could normally do. And then level 10, the max level, we get Shadow Siege. 6 space, 6 ember, 200 attack, 150 health. You know, I don't know if I like that. It would be extremely difficult to play, and 200 attack is good, but as you saw, my Cold Celias at the end there were doing a lot more. I mean, I guess if you put a Fury Stone into it, it's pretty amazing, but I don't know if I like that. Stygian Guard, level 9. Gifts for a guard, draw 3 spells and apply Consume plus 20 magic power and 0 ember. Not bad. I think it's worth it. And we got our win streak up to 1. Great. Alright. What else did we get? Our win streak up to 1. Silence applied 9. Previous best was 4. Because of the one card we had that applied silence that we played sometimes. And a pretty low score overall. We ended up winning on the floor on like 1-turn boss rushes several times. And this one we actually won with the pyre. So it makes sense that our score was pretty low. But who cares about the score as much as the win, right? And there we go. 2 more champions to Divinity Master. We'll do more of those next time. In this run, the Stygian Guard level up to 9, and the Umbra gained 2 levels, shooting up to the max level. I now have 3 of the 6 clans at level 10. Getting the Umbra up to level 10 also earned me a new achievement. I Divinity Mastered 7 new cards this run, 4 of which were also mastered for the first time. One of those mastered cards was the Primordium, accomplishing one of the goals of this run. On the right, I'm featuring the Porcupine, which is one of the bosses I've fought the least of, but did show up this run. There are a few of the bosses which seem to be simply more rare than other bosses, and if I wasn't tracking kills for each of them, I'm not sure that I would have noticed yet. Instead of a second enemy, I am featuring Emberstone, which is the first upgrade that I've used 100 times. That's not too surprising, since Emberstone is also the only upgrade that is guaranteed to appear in every appropriate shop. On the left, I am featuring Cold Celia, who passed the 10 battle threshold this run. I also had 3 of her in the deck, all with 3 upgrades, and 2 of which also had a unit essence inside. I made this unassuming unit into an absolute monster. This was the first run that I've played with Immortal Trade. I have constantly questioned why I would ever put this card in my deck, and I'm very happy that I finally experimented with it, because it was actually rather good. It kept a couple of key units from dying at important moments of battle. For artifacts, I'm featuring 2 that made it to the 10 battle threshold, Hammered Chest Plates, usually just an okay artifact, was very good in this run. My champion quadrupled its effects on one of my units, and several times a morsel unit having 6 health rather than 1 was very advantageous. Mind Jax is a solid artifact that gives more space in the center. Since my Cold Celias were enormous, that space was very helpful. I've got more detail on my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.